Squad here. Okay, so a lot of my OCs are for personal stories that I created. Fandom stuff doesn't come as easily to me, unfortunately. But my art journey did go into overdrive because I became a massive fan of something, and that is Soul Eater! I first watched Soul Eater around the summer before going into 5th grade. My family had put on the first 3 episodes after a day at an anime convention, and I was hooked! For days after that, I would pester my family to watch more before I decided to do it myself. If you watched my redrawing old art video, then you'll know that some of my first OCs were admittedly lore-defying self-insert OCs. This show had such a visceral grip on me when I was younger, and it still persists to this day. It's just sharing the spotlight with a lot of other things I like. The art style, the characters, and the story are just so freaking awesome. And while I did initially like the anime ending, I eventually saw the manga ending, and it's definitely the better one. Studio Bones, please reboot it. I need the actual ending. And now, after all these years, I have revisited making OCs for this show, and heck, I made a whole team, and I'd like to show them off. So without further ado, let's meet the Fan Squad! Oh, and for those wondering, my favorite character is Steph the Kid. First set in the team, Meister Madison Allen and Twin Hook Sword Weapons Nikki and Vincent Vane. For those wondering what hook swords are, Jet from Avatar The Last Airbender uses them. These 3 are childhood friends and are majorly ride or die for each other. Best way to describe the dynamic, Madison is chronically exhausted, Nikki is chronically sassy, and Vincent is chronically a dingus. Madison firstly appears very apathetic and drained, but she's immensely serious about her missions. Vincent and Nikki just carry all the snark and energy so she can focus. The fighting method used is very reminiscent of a dance. They tend to take turns on who consumes the target souls, but they usually try to aim for multi-target jobs. Nikki is the most outwardly doting, sassy, and passionate girl ever. She often refers to Madison as Maddie a majority of the time, and her brother as Vinny. Vincent is definitely a giant teddy bear. He cares a lot about his sister and friend. If they're down, will he not be able to fight transform, but he can still use his fists. Vincent and Nikki also have major trust issues to the point that Madison is the only person who can wield them. They are constantly on guard around others. They initially had trouble finding a Meister before deciding to drag Madison with them to the academy. Madison doesn't mind. She just wants to stay by her friends. She was terrified when the 2 developed their powers. The 3 of them are also pretty resistant to authority. They listen to Lord Death, and that's it. Anyone else, it's an uphill battle. If there's a plan, don't expect them to follow it. Next on the docket, Meister Alice Looker and Rose Whip Weapon Val Faye. I based these 2 off of the La Spectre de la Rosa ballet and Alice in Wonderland, heavy on the rose motif. Alice is very prideful and performative. Every battle is a ballad in her eyes. Val is very encouraging to Alice's performances and leans into it. The fighting method resembles a mix of ballet and ribbon dancing. Very much a death by 1,000 cuts sort of thing. For the backstory of these 2, Alice actually had a partner prior to Val, but they ended up breaking up due to a near-death experience. What happened is that Alice and her previous partner had attempted to do a soul resonance, but Alice had collapsed before they completed the technique. Alice's soul can't handle soul resonance, so she couldn't finish the fight. Her and her partner had been saved in time, but her previous partner had broken off their working with Alice due to nearly getting them killed. That event left Alice very ashamed, and she refuses to ever attempt or discuss soul resonance after partnering with Val. He is a tad disappointed, but he respects Alice's resistance to the technique. Val was actually a ballerina before his powers manifested and before he joined the academy, so that's part of why he encourages Alice thematics. When I showed a friend these 2, they initially thought Val was the Meister. In general, these 2 are menaces and must be supervised at all times. The last set on the team, Meister Kai Kree and giant dragon-shaped blaster weapon Arya Dre. Yeah, I ended up redesigning my first Soul Eater OC and updated her. I gotta say, I'm so proud of the direction I took. So the basic idea with these 2 is the phrase, "We defy expectations." You think one way about them, they'll end up being something else. I showed these 2 to a friend and they thought Kai was a girl. which in character is his goal, to catch people off guard. I very much admit that Arya's weapon form is based off of Jinx's launcher Fishbones because it's just so cool. In fact, a lot of my thought process for these two had something to do with Jinx, including a fan song about her. The chaotic energy is just very much perfect for them. Kai is an artistic sort of guy. He has a unique way of interpreting soul perception. I'm not saying his works in a separate manner, but what he does is that after working with other teams, he'll draw out his interpretation of their souls and give it to them, especially if they do a soul resonance in front of him. I'll do some examples of what he would do for each of the main cast, and show him. The bag he carries is filled with various art supplies like different types of paints and such. Also, since yes, he can use Arya's weapon form weightlessly, it's still fucking big, so his shoes are wheeled to help with mobility. Plus, it allows for nifty tricks. Kai is also pretty impulsive and definitely a much to the beat of his own drum sort of guy. Massive little shit energy. Arya seems like the more laid back and calm one of the two, and for the most part she is. But she's still snarky as fuck. But you can tell she primarily holds the brain cell between the two of them. I kept Arya a shadow theme, but at this point it's more of a fashion thing than anything to do with her abilities. The first time her and Kai tried training together, they weren't quite on the same wavelength yet, and it resulted in Kai getting blasted backwards into a nearby wall. They still laugh about it to this day. Arya can be very quick to match Kai's energy when the time comes, and she is arguably louder than he is. Funny thing about these two, they used to be at odds. They're from the same town that was subtly ran by a Kishan cult. Kai was witness to much carnage before he ran away to join the academy, hoping to stop them. Arya was actually the daughter of the head of the cult, but when her powers manifested, her father viewed her as a threat to the Kishan and tried to dispose of her, which led her to run away. Eventually, the two crossed paths again with two major emotions present: anger and fear. Kai, seeing Arya in the academy, boiled his blood knowing what her family had done, while Arya was terrified that Kai was going to get her in trouble with Lord Death. The breaking point was when Kai had cornered Arya with a knife and tried to kill her. Luckily, staff had found them and broke it up. They were both sent to the death room after that. During the meeting, Kai's soul perception had kicked in, and he had truly saw the person Arya was, rather than how he presumed she was. A little while after that incident, Kai approached her again, apologized, and offered to be her partner. The entire incident is what gave them the defy expectation style, because that's essentially how they teamed up. Now that we've established the characters in the team, let's answer some random questions. Question 1. Who's the leader? Madison is the officially appointed leader, but Kai is usually the one taking the reins. Madison doesn't care. 2. Who's usually the hosting when the squad hangs out? It switches between Madison's team and Alice's team. 3. Who's the best fighter? It's a tie between Madison and Kai. Alice's soul being too weak for resonance sets her back a bit. 4. Who picks the most fights? Alice or Kai? Usually if they catch someone shit-talking. 5. Who's the best cook? Arya and Vincent are masses in the kitchen. Who's the worst cook? Do not let Kai or Nikki near a stove. 7. What's their favorite foods? Madison's is snack cakes, Nikki's grapes, Vincent likes hamburger steak, Alice likes parfaits, Val likes chicken alfredo, Kai likes TV dinners, someone please help this boy, and Arya likes soups. Who is the most likely to fall victim to madness? Some folks would think it's Kai because of how he presents himself, but it's actually Alice. Her pride and weakest soul is an easy target for madness. 9. Best grades? Vincent has the best grades, actually. Worst grades. Val and Nikki are tied for worst grades. Thanks for letting me ramble about my lads. Hope you like them. It's fun to be indulgent with something you really enjoy, and I had a lot of fun with this. I completed all 6 drawings in 3 days. That's all we've got for today. In the meantime, stay loud and stay proud.